Get ready for one more sale, inspiring you with ideas through powerful and engaging interviews with top performers of their field. Now, join us as we discuss techniques and strategies of the coolest and most successful people on the planet.
Check out our sponsors, Direct Mortgage Loans. Listen, these guys are committed. They provide outstanding service. I know personally because I work with them. They are also licensed in 22 states, so make sure you check them out and see if they can do work with you. Listen, they not only will take amazing care of your clients, they're based on building lifelong relationships with our buyers, our sellers, as well as us as realtors. They're looking for partners, and they're providing the best resources, training, and knowledge the industry has to offer. So if you're interested in partnering up with somebody that's really innovative, check them out. Their website is directmortgageloans.com, or you can reach them at 888-604-2525. Hey, Masters, it's David Hill here with one more sale, Path to Mastery podcast. And as always, we're bringing you the best of the best. No exception this week. As a matter of fact, we may have brought it to the next level. We are with Tony Giordano, who is the master with social media. Guys, listen, everything right now is about social media. He has the book called The Social Agent. He's a luxury agent that's just killing it. He's an expansion agent, and he's sharing with some amazing strategies and techniques with us that we can implement right away. He even shares a story of how using hashtags on Twitter landed him a $5 million listing. Imagine that. This guy's a machine. And you know what? Not only does he share the biggest mistakes that we make, one of them being, actually talking to people on social media like a robot, like instead of talking to them like if they were actually standing in front of us, which is really, really cool. He'll elaborate more on that. And just he gives us some really solid techniques and strategies that, you can implement right now. As a matter of fact, I would encourage you to stop the podcast when you hear one and implement. I just did an open house and I used the strategies, and I'll tell you, it was phenomenal. I got way more likes, and it just, listen, this is phenomenal. I can't say enough. I'm so excited to share this interview. Listen, if you love it like I do, please share it with someone else. Give us a review on iTunes. It really, really helps. And again, enjoy and have a phenomenal rest of your day. All right, Masters, it's David Hill here with one more sale, Path to Mastery, and as always, bringing you guys the best of the best, and no exception this week with Tony Giordano. Tony is an author. He's also of the book called The Social Agent, and I'll tell you, when I think about social media and real estate connected, first person I think of is Tony. He also owns multiple teams now, right? He's working on expansion, and he's a luxury agent. So, hey, Tony, thanks for spending some time with us.
Hey, everybody, and thank you very much for having me, David.
Yeah, definitely an honor, man. Looking forward to having this conversation with you because I know it's an area that I certainly could use some help on, and it's been really great going through your book as well and getting a lot of these, these tidbits and things that we should be doing. So before we get into that, tell us, how did you get started in social media?
Yeah, by accident, I think. I was a mortgage broker for a long time, and as a marketing major, I love marketing, and marketing and branding go hand in hand. So if you have a natural ability to market yourself well, then it only benefits you when sellers realize, well, they obviously know how to market themselves. They can market a property. So as a mortgage broker, I built a company, and then in the crash, I crashed with it. The Big Short, House of Cards, everything came falling down. And in 2008 and into 2009, I finally just decided, you know what, I have to start all over. I had lost everything, all my houses, my cars, my boats, my watches, my paintings. And I had to reinvent myself, but I didn't have any money after making $1 million at the age of 26. So I switched to the sales side of the business and became a real estate agent at the time with Coldwell Banker. And not having any money, not knowing how I was going to advertise, I knew that there was something to social media besides, trying to meet a girl, which was what I was using it for. And, with my closest friends and family, expressing myself in ways that I shouldn't probably. And one day I was like, you know what, maybe there's something more to this. So I went to a class called Facebook 101, And after taking that class and implementing some of the things that the kid had said to do, but then other things he had said to do, I said that would never work in sales. And that's when I realized that the number one problem with our industry then and still to this day is that real estate agents and salespeople are being taught social media and online lead generation by techies, not by actual salespeople who have captured business from it. And the one thing techies don't understand is how to build relationships and the language of sales. So what I had done is I just started implementing my own techniques and pretending like social media wasn't tech. It was just where people were now, and act accordingly. And it's just based about human interaction, manners, complimenting people, giving people attention. And I just blew up. And within a year, started speaking nationally for Coldwell Banker. Second year led to writing the book. And then in 2012, KW came calling. And I've been speaking for our company and teaching agents how to do this for the last 4.5 years. And social media, online media in general, I like calling it online presence more than social media, it literally is the single factor in how I rebuilt everything I had lost.
Wow. So you actually went from struggling a business to just building this massive business through social media.
All online media. Everything had to do with online media. Website integration, SEO, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, video marketing, now Instagram. It was all of it.
Wow. So the other thing, I'm going to go back to what you said too, is about building relationships and language of sales. Tell us a little bit more about that when you say that. What do you mean by that?
What I usually say on stage when I'm speaking or to agents who I mentor or coach is I just simply say, I want you to start pretending that all of your friends on Facebook, when you go to post something to them, I want you to close your eyes and picture that, let's say you have 250 friends. I actually want you to picture them in a room with you, like real life, like you're standing in a room with them. Then I want you to open your eyes and I want you to read exactly what you were about to post and watch how quickly you'll change your language if you actually thought that they were in a room with you.
I love that.
Because then you wouldn't sound like a robot. Example, new listing, 5-bedroom, 3-bath, open this Saturday between 1 and 4. Call me for details, motivated seller, entertainer's delight. No, if you were in a room with them showing them a picture of your listing, you would have said, you think the curb appeal's nice? Wait till you see the backyard. Welcome home. That's because when you're with people, you become a salesperson and you become human. But when we take it online, I see so many people turn into robots. They're boring. They're saying stuff that they shouldn't. They're taking sides politically or religiously. They're getting into arguments. And that is the problem. When people compliment them or comment on their posts, they don't like the people's comment. But if that person was standing in front of you and said, great post, Tony, you would say thank you, but you didn't do that online. You just went about your day and ignored their comment. Pretend that they're standing in front of you and watch how quickly you build relationships with people you never would have. And forget 300 people you actually know. Now you can go out there and build relationships with 10,000 people.
Great tips, my friend. I have to admit I'm sometimes guilty. I'm that guy that, gets a lot of people saying great posts. I like that, and I may not go back. So based on what you just said, I think I'm going to stop paying a little bit more attention to at least showing some appreciation for the people that are following me, right? How important is that?
And very important is engaging other people's posts. I'll give you a quick tip on that. It's easy to do when you have 500 or 1,000 friends. But when you get up to 5,000, it's impossible for you to scroll through your newsfeed and engage everyone else, which means that what I do is I kind of Brian Buffini it, is I use his formula of, you might have 5,000 people like Mike Ferry says to put in your database as friends on Facebook. So you might have 5,000 people and you're going after the numbers. However, Buffini it and take 400 of those people and put them in a list that filters your newsfeed to just those 400 people. And those 400 people might be people you actually think you could get referrals from, meaning influential people, charitable people, wealthy people, people who are super connected and social butterflies. So I put them in a list and I engage their stuff, and that deepens the relationship with them, because now it's not all about me. It's, wow, Tony always says congratulations. He always likes my posts. He always likes pictures of my family. Like, I really like this guy. Rather than they always see my stuff and just like my stuff. That's a way to kind of help you do it, where you're not spending hours and hours trying to find everybody. You filter your newsfeed to certain people. And then going back to liking people's comments when they comment on your posts is you would in person, so do it online. It takes 2 seconds. You don't have to say thank you. Just like their comment. It's one button. It's a click. And if you also saw somebody come into your office and his T-shirt said, "It's my birthday today," what would you say?
Say happy birthday.
Yet you're not online when Facebook tells you it's their birthday.
Yeah, good point.
One of the craziest things I saw in 2010 is when I started saying happy birthday to complete strangers who I was friends with on Facebook, but I had no idea who they were. I just added them as a friend, and it was their birthday. What I saw was so amazing is that they started liking and commenting on my posts for the first time ever after that day, because the relationship became real.
Yeah, that's so true. Something in your book that you had talked about were the five, the Fab Five? These are the ones we should focus on?
Yeah, well, that was 2012. So the Fab Five has become the Online On 9.
The Online On 9. Love
Yeah, it became the Magnificent 7. Now it's the Online On 9, and there's actually a Big 12 as well, depending on how much you want to do. So the Fab Five will never change. Google Plus, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube, they are the Fab Five. They're the ones that innovated the best and created all these other networks and became all these other networks we have today. However, Google Plus could never figure out their niche, so their niche finally today is not Google Plus as much as it is Google. The more you support Google, the more Google supports you for SEO. YouTube, the more you implement video, the more Google supports you even more, because Google owns YouTube. Facebook is the king. They're the social network. They're bigger than anyone by 1 billion people, and they're not going anywhere. Twitter is the news network. LinkedIn is the professionals network. But now you add 2 more to the Magnificent 7, which is going to be Pinterest and Instagram for massive marketing and branding platforms and drawing traffic back to websites. And then you take it to the Online On 9, which was the birth of Snapchat, short-second viral video, and live video streaming, Periscope. There's your Online On 9. But the problem is Snapchat, with the fact that Vine has been shut down by Twitter. Twitter owns Periscope. I actually think that we're going to see somebody acquire Snapchat before we know it, because besides your closest friends and family, unless you're really good at it, most agents have no clue how to capture business or do anything on Snapchat. And with Instagram now doing pretty much everything Snapchat can do, they're going to have to reinvent themselves, because Facebook owns Instagram and just steals everyone's ideas and makes their networks do it. And then if you want to go to the Big 12, it's important to have presence on something like a Zillow or Trulia, where you're getting lots of ratings. And then it's, of course, very important to have these messaging social networks, which is WhatsApp and WeChat, for global communication, because these messaging apps are turning into their own social networks themselves.
Wow. Listening to you, and, I'm familiar with the Fab Five, but all these other things, man, I hate to say you went over my head with a lot of them. I've heard of Snapchat, don't use it. Just figuring out Twitter, Pinterest. I have an account. So is there anywhere we should start, Tony, with this? Or, if there's, should we start focusing on maybe a couple of the sites and then build on that? Or what would your advice to someone like me, or probably a lot of people that are listening to this right now?
Great question. So hands down, none of this ever would have worked unless I had a website to draw traffic back to. Because as I was building relationships, and I was saying that I was this big luxury agent, or I was building relationships to get potential leads and referrals, they're going to do their research on you. And if they go to your website and it's some provided templated website that looks like 90,000 other agents' website, that's not doing you very much justice. But if your website is spectacular and it backs up the talk, they go to your website and they're wowed by it. That was key, critical factor number one, was having a great website. Then, and a great website company who builds amazing websites that put to shame any website companies out there, and they do it for a fraction of the cost because Google's partnered with this company, is a company that built mine called MoPro.
MoPro?
MoPro, like the GoPro camera. This is called MoPro. And MoPro builds phenomenal websites that look like $20,000 websites for nothing out of pocket up front. They don't charge to build and launch websites. They will shoot you a $5,000 video for $1,500 if you want. That it's a massive discount they give. And the promo code to get this discount is VIP agent. So then step number 2 is now do what you do well. If you do Facebook well and you understand Facebook, then make sure that's where you focus your time on, and you go to advanced classes or Google or YouTube, advanced techniques on Facebook, advanced boosting, advanced promotions, advanced advertising on Facebook. Really get your Facebook business page down as well as your friend page, because your friend page is powerful. And then if you have 2 other networks you're really great at, then really start becoming more and more active on them. And then as you create the habit, like the One Thing book says, then it'll take less discipline to do those, and now you can focus your discipline on learning Instagram or LinkedIn or something you don't know well. But on stage, I give people 100 things to do every day. However, there's only 2 things that you all need to do every day, that if you just start doing these 2 things, you will start to see the ROI come out of it. And the 2, I tried to get it down to 1 thing, but I couldn't. So I'm just going to come out with a book called The Second Thing.
Good.
But you have to do these 2 things. You have to have an audience that does not grow monthly in size. It does not grow in size weekly. It grows in size daily. You are adding more people as friends on Facebook. You are connecting with more people on LinkedIn. You are building your database daily. You have to do that. And the second thing is you have to give people valuable, relevant information and content where they feel like there's value to being connected with you. Those 2 things is what I call online presence. If you are doing those 2 things every day, you will have online presence. However, if you are not doing those 2 things, then you are what I call just present online. Like 99% of people out there, we're all present online, but very few of us have online presence.
Yeah.
And when I say to give people value, I am not talking about your boring post about your new listing and open house this Saturday. I'm talking about you posted a picture of your dog doing something funny and made 960 people laugh their butts off that day, or you shared a story about your aunt beating cancer and you touched the hearts of 2,000 people. That is value. That is where people are like, wow, I really like this guy who I've never met in my life. And then if you must talk about real estate, you do it in a funny, humorous, social, or heartfelt way, which would be an example, a great picture of a swimming pool of your new listing that's open this Saturday. And instead of saying all that, you just show a picture of the pool and you say, pool party, ? Do you think my sellers will mind?
It's brilliant.
Because you're human. You got to be human online.
You are listening to One More Sale.
Let me go back to the thing you said about friends, and also MoPro VIP agent that's for the video and a website.
Yes, MoPro.com. If you put in that VIP agent code,
Got it.
instead of charging you $5,500, which, by the way, they charged me for my video on my website 2 years ago before they changed their model and came out with this discount after Google partnered with them. But that $5,500 video will now only cost you $1,500, but you don't have to do it. It's just there if you want it. But just so you know, video is everything, and the fact that they come out to you and shoot it in your city, wherever you are in America, is massive. It's just incredible what this company is doing. And then instead of $199 a month for hosting, the promo code gets it to you for $149 a month, which includes a massive social platform and SEO. And then they don't charge you anything to actually build and launch the website. And if you want an example of what these websites look like, go to my website, theopulentagency.com, and you'll get an idea of how amazing these guys are.
Love it. And the other thing you talked about in your book is video, how important it is to have that professional video. And that was really eye-opening for us. Like that first video they see, obviously that's still the case.
And it's 10 times more important than it was in 2012, because now in 2010, 11, and 12, I was one of a handful of guys who had amazing videos. And now I'm a dime a dozen. However, now it's the new evolution, which is 60-second short viral lifestyle videos for Instagram and YouTube, because now people don't want to watch a 3-minute listing video. They want to watch a 60-second or less lifestyle video that shows the property. It's got some music playing. It doesn't show you standing in front of it talking about it. It doesn't show the back of your head walking down the hallway and putting your arms out and saying, look at this master bedroom. It's not about us. It's about the home, and it's a video that shows the house. And then just webcam, like, you know, saying something about the market or showing yourself in downtown Los Angeles or wherever city you sell real estate, and having somebody hold up your iPhone and saying, hi, everybody, my name's John Smith. I'm in downtown Portsmouth, New Hampshire. I'm a real estate agent who was born and raised here. It's a beautiful town. If you ever have any questions about moving here, and then boom, you upload that to YouTube and Instagram. You hashtag all the surrounding city names. You hashtag your local athlete names, like, you know, the Cubs or the Bears or whatever it might be, and you get people to find you. Hashtagging is everything on Instagram and Twitter.
Wow, did not know that. So hashtagging on Instagram as well as Twitter.
Hashtagging on Instagram has probably already become 5 times more effective than Twitter.
Good to know. Good to know. So the other challenge I have, where I'm sure other people may face the same thing, is, you know, I maxed out on friends on Facebook. I had all these friends, you know, the 5,000. Out of the 5,000, I probably don't even know 4,000, you know, 300
right.
of them. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So do you just start deleting people, or, you know, because now I've got this list of people that request friendships from me, especially I'm an instructor for KW, so I teach classes, and then I realize I've got this list of people that want to friend me. I don't have space for them. So what do you do in that case?
Are they following you at least?
You know, I don't know, Tony. I would imagine the majority of them probably aren't. I don't know. It's a good question.
There's something called followers. So when you hit the max, you actually don't even need to wait till you hit the max. You should already enable it, even if you only have 300 friends. But there's something in your settings where you go under settings, and on the left margin, you will see a point where it says followers. And when you click followers, then you'll see a new page that says enable. It'll be like turn on followers. And once you turn that on, now anybody can follow your friend page. But here's a key point. You have to make sure all of your posts are set to public audience, so that the people who are following you who are not your friend can still see your posts. Because if you have your audience set to friends only on your posts, then your followers can't see you. So I'm at 5,000 friends max, but I have another 6,000 followers following me as friends, but they're just not considered my friend, which is stupid, and Facebook's probably getting rid of it very soon. But until they do, those followers don't miss anything. I have 11,000 people on my friend page every day see all my posts because I have them set to public.
Got it. So how do they follow you, though? Don't they have to friend you in order to follow you?
When they hit the friend request button, it'll say, sorry, he's at the max, but you're now following him.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
It's automatic.
Good stuff. So let's talk about Facebook video now, because I know video's huge. I do like a 1.5 minute Facebook video every day. Is that something we should be doing? Tell us about Facebook video. I mean, that's like brand new, right? It's like the newest thing.
Yeah, Facebook Live has been out for quite a while, actually, this year. And they really,
I guess.
they really did it because Twitter bought Periscope at the beginning of 2015, and Periscope's niche as a social network was live video streaming. Twitter and Periscope will own news and breaking news when it comes to video and live streaming video, because anytime you're watching CNBC or CNN or your local news station, you see Twitter at the bottom of your TV, not Facebook, and they say mention us on. So they'll always own the news. But Facebook came out with Facebook Live for both building relationships and branding your business in a social way, but it's mostly social live video, just like Snapchat is and just like Instagram is. But yes, it's very important to do. What we usually do is, in addition to live streaming, when we upload a video of our listing on YouTube, we do not share the YouTube link on Facebook, because Facebook hides stuff from YouTube because they're owned by Google, and Facebook and Google hate each other. So what we do is we manually upload our videos on Facebook directly, even for the listing videos as well, so that Facebook gives us the most views and puts it out there to the world and doesn't hide it.
Good stuff. Let's talk about Twitter too, because I know that's an area that a lot of people are not really 100% clear on. So I'm doing this interview with you. The podcast will be out, I don't know, a month or so from now. What would make sense for me to put on Twitter? Like, how would I use the hashtags and all the other stuff, the @ signs, I really am clueless on Twitter.
Twitter is extremely lucrative. Very, very few people know the power of advanced Twitter, and I call it advanced search. So I'm going to give everybody two big takeaways. But we don't have enough time to explain why. So just humor me if you're listening to this and do it. If you're waiting for me to tell you why, then wait till I present in your local area. But if you're just going to humor me and do it, you will see what I'm talking about very quickly. I know a lot of people who have gone to hours and hours of social media classes to learn Twitter and have never learned these two things and what they actually can do, because even Twitter social media instructors don't even know this, which is hilarious to me. So I don't care if you have 1 follower or 1,000 followers. That's just a bonus as you grow your influence. But advanced Twitter is knowing how to hashtag whenever you tweet, and it's also knowing how to search for people who are saying certain words in the world. Example, I got a $5.5 million purchase one year in 2010 when I started doing Twitter at a high level, because I had tweeted sitting in open house on a gorgeous day in hashtag Santa Monica, love selling hashtag real estate and hashtag Los Angeles. And I showed a photo of the open house. It was a picture of a beachfront view on the sand. And a guy in New York who was just searching for information about Santa Monica because he was moving there with his company came across my tweet because I hashtagged Santa Monica, and that's what the word he was searching for on Twitter. Said, "Hi, are you a realtor?" I said, "Yes." We exchanged information. He called me and he said, "I was just looking for what was going on in Santa Monica this week, and then I came across your tweet, and I'm going to be looking at property." And I said, "Great." We met at Starbucks. 2 weeks later, he closed.
Wow.
Now, if I had said it was because I knew how to hashtag, but instead of hashtagging all these other things that I see real estate agents hashtagging, example, instead of hashtag Santa Monica, they hashtagged hashtag Santa Monica Realtor. Nobody's going on Twitter to find hashtag Santa Monica Realtor. And so they don't understand what people are searching for. People are searching for information on the cities that you sell real estate in. They are not going on Twitter to find a realtor.
Yeah.
So it should just be that. Or would that guy have ever found me if I had not known how to hashtag and said, sitting in open house on a gorgeous day and hashtag Santa, hashtag Monica?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
No, because now I'm going to be in a news feed of everybody talking about Santa Claus or a really popular girl named Monica. And so if you have a 2-word city, it's not hashtag Lost and hashtag Angeles. It's one word, hashtag Los Angeles.
Got it.
Hashtag New York, not hashtag new and hashtag York. And so then that was one technique. He found me because he was discovering information. And once I knew that, I'm not like most people. When anything works online and I capture any business online, I constantly ask myself, how did it happen? What happened? Why did it happen? And how do I make it happen even better than that? But most people would have stopped there and said, oh, cool, I'm just going to keep hashtagging my city names and get people like that guy from New York. But I said to myself, wait a second, he was discovering information about my city and found me. So why wouldn't I find people who are using the words of my city and see if I find people moving here? Here's the technique number 2. Go into your search bar on Twitter today. Do not put a hashtag. Do not put all the words together. Write it with normal grammar and pronunciation and punctuation like a normal sentence. I went into Twitter and said, moving to Malibu. Not moving to Malibu, one word, just like a sentence. Moving to Malibu, and I hit search on Twitter, and it pulled up every single person on the face of the planet who had tweeted the words moving to Malibu. It is phenomenal.
Wow, that's amazing. All right, well, awesome stuff, my friend. So 2 more questions, and I know you got to get going. So first off, what's the biggest mistake most people make with social media?
Learning it from techies.
Learning it from techies?
Learning it from people who have never sold anything in their life and don't understand the language of sales. So if you learn social media from a techie, then take a class from a techie where they're teaching you how to click this and click that and download this and launch this and enable that. That's what they're great at. But don't for a second think that you're ready to go out there and express yourself online if you haven't learned how to talk language of sales online. And that's what I teach, is the human approach to online lead generation.
Love it. And the last question, in your opinion, what's the one thing that you want our listeners to take from this interview on their path to sales mastery?
A couple things. First of all, I lead by example. And I always tell people, it's like free coaching in a way, is follow me online. Follow my Twitter, which is Tony_Giordano. Follow my Instagram, which is Tony_Giordano. Follow my real estate Instagram, which is The Opulent Agency. Follow me on Facebook, add me as a friend, connect with me on LinkedIn, go across the board, and here's why. You will see how I post. You will see the words that I use. You will see how I share my social life as well as business, and you will learn just based on following me. An example of that is, imagine if we could go back 30 years ago and just follow Mike Ferry around. But you had to hire him as a coach in order to do that. Now you don't need to do that anymore. You literally can follow me online and learn from me. Of course, it's not advanced mentorship like I teach and do for agents, but you'll still get great ideas from it. And then last but not least, every multimillionaire on the face of the planet has more than 5 streams of income. And you need to think big. You can't just think about selling real estate. You have to think of a second formula, which would be maybe writing a book and publishing it. Now you have a product to sell. There's a second stream. It's learning to be a trainer. There's a third stream. It's partnering up with people who give you money for using them as your own lender, like an in-house lender or an escrow company or whatever it might be, as long as it's legal in your certain area or state. God, there's so many different things you could do. Becoming an owner of a KW Market Center. Investing,
Yeah.
Profit share, building your profit share at a high level. Think multiple streams of income, and what it did for me is it raises your reputableness at the same time as raises your profit and productivity.
All right, perfect, my friend. Well, hey, you know what? I really appreciate your time. Anything I should have asked you that I didn't ask?
You know, a lot of people ask this question: why did I choose KW? Why did I come to Keller Williams 4.5 years ago? And first, I pretty much owe everything that has happened in my career and world in the last 5 years to KW alone. However, the reason I chose to leave CB and join KW is in the 3 months that I was in the process of Recruit Select and possibly becoming a team leader at the same time as producing is not one person I met from an individual agent to an owner, to a leader, to a manager, to a broker, to an executive. Not one person I met with this company in 3 months was where they were 3 years prior. Everyone I had talked to had massive growth. And when I said, why is that? They said, because I actually implement the tools and systems KW provides me. I have MAPS coaching. I use the technology. I go to the networking events, and I build my profit share. I help the company grow.
It's an amazing company, my friend. It's an amazing company.
Yeah, it is.
All right, so how do our listeners get in touch with you?
Just go to the website. You can either go to my website for speaking and mentorship, which is Giordano.global, which is Giordano.global, Giordano.global, or you can go to my real estate website, which we just launched because I just went back into production for the first time in 4.5 years because I'm expanding. And that website is called theopulentagency.com.
This is One More Sale.
If you love podcasts, I'm certain you're going to love audiobooks. And Audible.com is the world's largest platform of audiobooks. If you're interested in checking out the book we talked about today for free in audio, just go to davidsfreebook.com. Yes, again, davidsfreebook.com will get you a free 30-day trial on Audible. And don't forget to check out our sponsors, Direct Mortgage Loans, at www.directmortgageloans.com, or feel free to give them a call, 888-604-2525. And don't forget to mention Path to Mastery.
You are listening to One More Sale with your host, David I. Hill, author of the Sales Playbook. Get your copy at www.thesalesplaybook.net.